up, YouTubey? Denny in Saigon. Thanks for watching my video. My name's Denny. I'm an American, but I live in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. I'm working as a teacher over here at the moment. And yeah, I'm just on my way back to class after teaching the morning classes. Now I'm on my way back to the school to teach the afternoon classes. I have 5 groups of students under the age of 5, all of them. Some of them as young as 1, believe it or not. This intersection here, it's a big one. Watch out. Alright, now I can go. Yeah, so President Bush passed away, and it's a sad thing when someone dies, and it's always important to be respectful of people, and I am, but also at the same time, I know who President Bush was. I voted for his son, actually, but that was before I was red pill. Really, I didn't know about the Bushes then. That was back when, and I guess my point of view back then was I had heard of Skull and Bones before, but I didn't really know what it was. I thought maybe it was just some college kids doing dumb stuff. College kids do. Later on, I got to researching more about it, and I discovered it's a lot more than what I thought. And really, the Bushes were involved in Skull and Bones, and whatever you think of that kind of stuff, it's probably a bad idea to be putting people in office who are involved in that. But turns out most of the people who are running the world are involved in secret societies, and I think it's part of our problem, really. I think it's a bad idea. I think those groups have a lot of influence on those individuals. And I've got to watch out here. It pays to be cautious here in this traffic. I don't know what this guy's doing. Either one of them, really. Any of them. I don't know what anybody's doing in the world today. They got me teaching Christmas to my kids, man. Teaching Christmas to my kids. I hate teaching Christmas. I'm not naive. I wasn't born yesterday. Maybe you were, but I hate Christmas, and Santa is an anagram for Satan. If you don't know about that, then, you should probably read more. Skull and Bones isn't it really pretty much just an American chapter of a German secret society? Like the same one that brought Hitler to power, basically. These secret societies, even the Masons and all that, they're very connected to witchcraft and to Wicca. It's, of course, they have their apologists. They'll say I'm full of it, and Denny's a conspiracy theorist. But, they have the same rituals, the same symbols, the same philosophies. They have the same ideas, okay? All these secret societies. One of these ideas they have, of course, is Daddy Bush's idea of a new world order. Bush didn't come up with that on his own, of course. Other people have come up with this idea. It's a very old idea. Maybe it goes all the way back to Bible days or something, or beyond that, God, for whatever reason, thought it was a good idea that we were separate. I noticed when we started out, we were one race, but somewhere along the line, we became, different races. And that wasn't so we could go around offending people all the time or acting like we're offended about our race. That was so, I guess, so we wouldn't do something really terrible. The Bible does say when we work together, we can do, nothing will be impossible for us. I notice the devil has always tried to get the human race back together under one government, one religion, one language, And that's the plan of the New Weird Order crowd. All these secret society guys, all the witches, and all the people who, you know, they're pretty much against God in every way. These are the kind of people, you know, a lot of these people channel spirit guides. It's another thing most people don't realize about how many people up at the United Nations channel spirit guides. You know, it's your business if you want to channel spirit guides and stuff, but these people are running the world based on what the spirit guides are telling them, okay? You might think that's a good idea. I don't really want to be ruled by spirit guides and these people's spirit guides and anybody's spirit guides. I don't want to be ruled by people who would join up with a secret society. But, you know, we are. That's the whole United States, the whole founding, everything. It's all been steeped in all of that. I mean, you probably know, maybe you don't, you know, Washington, D.C. is full of occult symbols, and of course you look at the money, the dollar bill, and all the money is covered with occult symbols. You can investigate these symbols, right, and then kind of do your own analysis of what they mean. Okay, obviously they're symbols because they're meant to mean something, but they're also meant to conceal something, you know. Kind of like the Bible does. I noticed that the occult is always a knockoff of something God has done before, and God does that in the Bible pretty much. I notice he conceals things from some people while revealing it to others. It's very interesting how it works, but you know, they say seeing is believing, but sometimes believing is seeing. You know. So anyways, I don't know if Daddy Bush is in heaven or hell, but I would surmise he's probably more comfortable in hell. I think he probably wanted to go that way. I don't know. The worldview that they have is very different from mine. Okay, and I'm not against immigration. I'm not against people. I like humans. I guess people moving around, but I don't necessarily think New World Order is a good idea. I think Daddy Bush's idea of a New World Order is a bad idea. That's what I think. He thinks it's a great idea. I think it's a bad idea. Kissinger thinks it's a great idea. Al Gore thinks it's a great idea. You know, the people on The View, Whoopi Goldberg and these ladies. I'm sure Madonna thinks it's a great idea. And everybody's got their own version, I guess, their own ideas of what it is, but I think you got to cross the Rainbow Bridge to get into this new weird odor type of environment. And it's the kind of place I think it's like the Bible says, where they will force you to worship certain gods and control you. How will they do that? Well, you know, probably under the guise of sensitivity training. You know, there's always a way to convince you to do what they want. You know, that they will probably force you to be chipped and force you to engage in this and that activity against God's wishes. Maybe not against yours, but against God's wishes. And I think it's inevitable, but just because it's inevitable doesn't mean you have to go along with it. That's kind of what I think. And I think this current crowd of people, this corrupt group we have in the USA, these democrats, and their cohorts, I think these guys are all part of this crowd. I think this is the way this system works. If you're in with them, you get protected and you get to get away with whatever you want. And if you're not in with the globalists and you're not in with the New World Order crowd, then you're going to suffer. They're going to make what you're doing illegal. It's in the news recently about the EU setting up a framework to make it illegal around the world for anyone to criticize mass immigration. You know, to essentially make nationalism illegal, to make it a hate crime. So I think that's where that's where they're headed with this. Is they're going to force you to do what they want. They're going to force you into the New World Order. They're going to force you to give up all your rights as Americans. And they're going to force anyone around the world to give up whatever rights they got under these schemes of hate crimes and the environment. You know, pretty much their plan is to use the environment and terrorism. You know, I've always said in the future everyone's going to dress in their underwear because your shirt will be a threat to national security and your pants will be harmful to the environment. And if they want you to, of course, in the New World Order, that's what you'll do, because you'll be chipped and they're going to shut off your PayPal and they're going to censor you off the internet and you won't work and lower your social score. And they're going to have your DNA here pretty soon, if they don't already. It's looking like they just want to bank your DNA, and so then they can just, you know, they can probably figure out a way to kill you with a flip of a switch. It looks like that's what it's coming to, and if people are good with that, I think you're naive. I think you're very naive. I think that's why this terrible, evil holiday of Christmas has continued around the world today. I mean, I'm not against presents and stuff. I'm not against holidays necessarily, but Christmas is obviously the most satanic holiday of all, and it spreads around the world because grown people are naive. They're like children. I notice these Christmas songs, I can't sing them for my little Vietnamese students because they're all written for adults who lived 200 years ago. Anyways, my name's Denny. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you have a nice day.